Alright, so once again, Atlas has decided to re-release another game, this time being Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance, and I thought it would be a good idea to go down memory lane, the last version of this game, as well as go over the most of the information we have right now before the release of the game. Will this game be good, or will it be the same as last time? I don't know. Let's go find out. So, if this is your first time actually hearing about this game, let me just say it's not disappointing, but it's also disappointing at the same time. Now, I know that sounds a bit confusing, so let me break it down in one sentence.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
See, when I first played this game, the first thing that stood out to me was, wow, this world looks pretty cool. And I think the majority of people can agree with me that the world looks so good, but where this game fell short is with its story. See, Atlas pretty much cooked up a 3-star Michelin type dish when creating the world. It's demons and combat. But I think they cooked a little too much that by the time they were done doing all that, they were like, oh wait, guys, there's not much ingredients left. And then the head chef was like, fucking throw it all into a pan, and out came something. See, in this story, I can tell there's something there, but it never really truly lived up to that feeling. The characters don't go through much change besides one character, and it's not even a good change or really built up. Like, throughout the story, you can see changes in his character, but there was nothing there for him to be like a god's evil meat rider. Now, if you ignore that for a second, you'll realize immediately in the open world,
I'm in danger!
see, I mentioned this game's combat as being one of the best things to come out of the game, and it is true. If you ask anyone what they thought about this game, they will tell you that the combat of this game is so good, yet they will also tell you it's not easy. People like to say Shin Megami Tensei 3 is the Dark Souls of JRPG. This game is basically the little cousin to that game. This game is not afraid to kick your ass multiple times once you're down, and then proceed to laugh at you for sucking so bad. Like, there was a section of this game, midpoint, well, almost midpoint technically, where a certain cop would use the power of police brutality and racism to cut me into little meat cubes, and I'm a bit ashamed to say that it took like 2 days for me to beat it. Anyway, this game also has multiple endings, as do most S&T games, so your choices do matter, but not really technically. Anyway, also this game was released originally on the Nintendo Switch, and well, it didn't really handle well. There were render issues and low frame rates in the game, and you might be thinking, they fixed that, right? The game came out like 4 years ago? It's still in the game to this day. But luckily, they have decided to make the game accessible on all consoles and PCs. And that's just the beginning of this game. So let's get on with the rest of the information. Alright, so I've been loosely keeping up with the updates, and I gotta say, it's like a fresh air. Fresh air? The hell? A breath of fresh air with these changes. The biggest change, in my opinion, would be the fact that we get 2 separate stories, one being the original one with a few changes here and there, and the new story, which is basically a brand new story. You can also decide at the beginning of the game if you want to play the original or just go straight into the new story if you've already played the original game. Both stories are up to 80 hours long, so this would mean you would get 160 hours of gameplay for $80, which is such a good deal. Like, that is better than Atlas's last release. So far, what's been presented to us for the new story is that there are 4 new female demons who are known as the Kadetsu, whatever that is, and a new female character named Yoko. As well, we get new drip for the Nahobino, but in my eyes, it just looks like the original outfit, but purple. Yeah, basically, there is no order to how you play these. It's up to you which story you want to play first, since they're both standalone stories. Alright, now, this is where the fun begins. This is where Atlas has been cooking the combat. So basically, we are getting a combination of the original demons for the game, as well as some returning demons from previous games, which brings the total count for the demons being added to this game 270. For reference, Persona 5 Royal only brought about 20 demons, if you count DLC, That's literally almost 14 times than Persona 5. Oh, and not only that are they just adding them, they're also decided that if you have certain demons on your party, they can also do certain Magatsui moves unique to only those demons in your party. It's kind of like Digital Devil Saga's mechanic, where if you have certain skills for your team, you can unlock really good skills. Also, all demons now have passives, like Persona 5 Royal, where they boost something for your party, or they do a skill. This game has also decided to pull another Persona 5 Royal by adding an area where you can interact with demons, except in this game, it serves a purpose, and in Persona 5, it had zero purpose. In SMT 5, if you give gift, which you obtain from exploring the world, you can potentially strengthen them. Oh, and you can also meet people you met in the world and story, and maybe get special questions regarding the story. They usually happen after something important has happened in the story or exploring the world. And don't worry, after you're done talking to them, you'll also get something from them, but I don't know if they'll be good or not. Oh, and you can also talk to Aogami in this area, your alter ego, and sometimes you'll be able to strengthen yourself during the conversation. And in this game, being strong is a must, so go do that once you get this game. Also, we got a free camera in this area. Yeah. So exploration in this game has been tweaked, so now that it feels more fun and challenging. One of them being that you can encounter Magatsui demons in the world, which are apparently just regular enemies but stronger. And when you beat them, you get an incense, which are just basically just used to raise stats for your demon. There are also Magatsui rails, which were teased in the first trailer for this game, which are basically railings you can just grind on. It is convenient. It is a convenient way to get around. I don't think you can do tricks on them, so I'm heavily disappointed in that though. Also, in the new story, you can actually use your human companions as team members and help you in battle. And not only them, you can actually use Demi-Fiend for the first time outside of his own game in 2 decades. Also, reinforcements were actually added into this game, which is a nice touch considering the last game. If you were chased by multiple enemies and you beat one of them, the other one can just jump your ass immediately after battle. Also, demon conversations in battle have been updated, so now you can also be quizzed and escape with a gift. How thoughtful of them. There's also a new area, surprise surprise, it's Shinjuku Ward, but it's only available in the story, the new story. Not only that, but a new dungeon is also added to the story because we love dungeons so much. But it is nice that they changed the color a bit so you can actually now differentiate between the lower and higher level of dungeons. Oh, and you can pick up Aogami essences over and over this time, which is so nice because in the original game, if you pick one, it's gone forever, which is kind of annoying me a bit. And the biggest piece of information given to us is that, get this, absences do not block your view on the map anymore. This is actually huge because in the original game, there are certain areas that are covered with them, and you basically cannot see where you're going on the map at all. So it is nice to see that they changed that. There is more that they added to this game, but I feel like those were more the important things added to this game. If you want to see what was added, you can check out Buffmeister's video where he has everything that was added. So does this answer the question, will it be good? No, because the game isn't even out yet. But the game has added and fixed a lot of issues that were present in the last game, so good job, Atlas. You unfucked the thing you fucked up. Let's just hope it won't be a huge disappointment on release.